Welcome back to World of Immersion. Today we're going to be talking about everything relating to Six Flags Magic Mountain and how the park has been changing a lot recently. Now recently we just made a video covering all of the changes on their website with regards to ticket pricing and season pass pricing and just everything relating to that website and the app and how that's all changed a lot. But today we're going to be talking about everything within the park, how it's changed quite a bit actually recently. But before we start today's video, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss when we have brand new content from all of your favorite theme parks. We're going to be having tons of Halloween Horror Nights and Fright Fest content coming up soon because those events will be starting in less than a month, so be sure to stay tuned for that. But without further ado, let's get right into the video. Alright, so recently, just a few days ago, we had the chance to visit Six Flags Magic Mountain. If you haven't already, be sure to check out that vlog. We cover all of the construction updates, as well as a lot of the changes that have happened in the park, but today we're going to be going in depth about all of those changes. Now, when we visited, it was the first time we had been in well over a few months, so I was really excited to see what had changed, and honestly, there was so much that had changed in the park. For starters, they had a brand new food festival going on called Flavors of the World, which honestly looked fantastic. Now, unfortunately, we did go on a Thursday, and the event only runs Friday through Sunday, so we did not have a chance to experience it or taste any of the food items, but we got a chance to check out all of the food booths and see all of the different food items they had on display. It looked really, really good. They had tons of different types of food, and the food actually looked good as well, which is crazy for Six Flags. Usually Six Flags is not known for having good food, but these look like very unique offerings, definitely not stuff you would normally find at a theme park. I believe they had 8 different food booths, which is really cool. That's like the same amount they have over at Disneyland during their food festivals, and around the same amount as Knott's does. Knott's and Disney have been doing these food festivals for a while, so it's really cool to see Six Flags taking part of it now. These food booths were very well detailed, and overall, just the whole event looked really, really nice. Obviously, it wasn't going on when we were there, but they definitely did have some cool props set up around the entire park, and the whole park looked nice, which is something that I've never really had a chance to say about Six Flags in the past. Usually Six Flags is not the nicest looking park, however it really seemed to be stepping up its game recently. Now, in addition to the food festival, there were some smaller subtle changes that they had made that really were great for guest experience. For example, at all of the rides that used to have photo booths, they have them back up and running again, and it's a brand new version of the system. You're able to see your photos very clearly. You don't have that watermark over it anymore. Instead, you can see them. I believe you're even allowed to take pictures of them without them getting mad at you and forcing you to buy them. But if you do want to purchase the photos, I believe it's only $20 for the entire day of photos around the entire park, which is a much better deal than what it used to be. Additionally, there were a lot of other smaller changes, like just kind of areas of the park looking nicer, which was really, really cool. There were 2 new additions to the park recently, with one of them being the VIP member lounge. Now, unfortunately, we are not Diamond Elite members or VIP members, so we did not get a chance to experience it. However, I have seen videos from the inside, and it looks very nice. There are massage chairs, free snacks and drinks, and it's very well air conditioned in there, which is really great for those VIP and Diamond Elite members. Additionally, they have a new gaming house, which is really cool. Over by Apocalypse, you can go, you reserve a time. It's all air conditioned inside. They have a bunch of different video games you can play in there, which is really cool for people who don't maybe want to ride all the crazy rides, but still want to go to Six Flags with their family. And like I said, it is air conditioned, which is something I cannot say about a lot of places at Six Flags. So it's great that they have areas of the park that are now air conditioned. Overall, it seemed that they are a lot more efficient with dispatches and moving those lines. Usually, Six Flags is not known for having really fast operations or even having really fast lines. However, it seemed like they were running 2 to 3 trains on almost every ride, which was fantastic for capacity. The only ride I noticed was not like that was Viper. Viper was still kind of the old system where they just kind of had everybody queue up randomly and they were only running 1 train, which made that line surprisingly long. However, almost every other ride was running 2 to 3 trains. It was fantastic. The operations were great. And just overall, the guest experience seemed a lot better. I know this is something that Six Flags has really been working on, so it's great to see it finally paying off. Alright, but next, we're going to be talking about all the new announcements that they have made for Fright Fest. Now, back in the spring, they had a smaller mini Fright Fest event called Scream Break, which I had the chance to visit, and it was really, really good. They only had 2 mazes and a few scare zones. However, the event was not that expensive, but those mazes were really good. They were reskins of 2 of the mazes that they already had. However, they added in so much more, like a lot more scare actors, more timed scares with sound effects and flashing lights. Similar to what they do over at Halloween Horror Nights, they had a lot more sounds in the mazes. They were a lot louder. They had some soundtracks. It was just overall a really fun event. The scare zones that they had were really good as well, especially the main scare zone by the two mazes. There were a ton of scare actors. They were interacting with guests very well. And just overall, it felt a lot better than normal Fright Fest quality. Which brings me to my next point, and that is that they have announced an addition of 2 new mazes to their already existing 6 maze lineup, which means they're going to be having 8 mazes this year. And what's crazy about this is these 2 new mazes they've announced are both IPs. This is going to draw in some crazy crowds for Six Flags. These are both 2 really popular IPs, one of them being The Conjuring, which is an incredible movie, and the other one being Saw. So this is going to be based on Saw X, the brand new Saw movie that is going to be released soon. But like I said, what's crazy is that means they're going to have 8 mazes, which is actually the same number of mazes as Horror Nights. Now, unfortunately, 6 of those mazes are going to be repeats, but that's okay. They said they're going to be keeping the same quality of mazes that they had during Screen Break for those 2 mazes, which will be fantastic. Like I said, those were really, really good. And if that quality leads up into what these 2 IP mazes are going to be, that's going to be fantastic news for guests visiting Fright Fest. These 2 IPs are really, really popular, and if they're able to pull them off, I think it's going to draw some huge crowds to Six Flags. What's also crazy is they have not increased the price of the Maze Pass for Fright Fest. It is still $25, obviously in addition to a Six Flags ticket or a membership or a pass. However, that $25 gets you access to all 8 mazes, which is fantastic. Now, recently, when we visited the park, we had the chance to see the location of one of these new IP mazes. Obviously, I'm not sure which one it is, but right in front of Wonder Woman, they had set up a massive tent similar to what they do over at Halloween Horror Nights, which is so cool. They're going to be doing tent mazes, which means they're probably going to be more temporary, which means possibly we're going to be seeing some new IPs every year at Six Flags, which is going to be crazy. I cannot wait to see what the facade work is going to look like, or if we can see any details from inside, and I especially can't wait until Fright Fest starts and we can see these mazes. Now, the real question is whether or not these mazes will open with the event on time. I'm not sure if it looks like they're on track to do that, because obviously it's just the tent up right now and the event starts in less than a month, so we'll definitely see about that. I know last year their brand new maze, Truth or Dare, opened around a month late for the event, but that's okay. As long as they open for this year, I think they'll still be really cool. I'm sure I will be there opening day to check out those mazes. I cannot wait to see how great the quality is of these mazes. If it's anywhere near the quality of what Six Flags has been doing lately, I think it's going to be fantastic, and it's really going to draw some crowds to Fright Fest. I think it's going to allow them to finally compete with Not Scary Farm and Halloween Horror Nights to have a really good Fright Fest event. But that's going to do it for our video today. However, that's all that we've got for you today when covering all of the changes happening to Six Flags. Be sure to comment down below what you think of these changes, if you think the company's heading in the right direction, or if you wish they would go back to adding just thrill rides. Personally, I am so glad that they are focusing more on theming and making the park just look nicer overall and providing a guest experience that is more around the same quality as Knott's Berry Farm or Universal or even Disney. I think that's fantastic, but be sure to comment down below what you think about this. Comment down below what you think of the 2 new Fright Fest mazes that were announced. I personally am very excited for them. I think it's going to be fantastic, and I cannot wait to experience them. But that's going to do it for our video today. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.